there, I'm Emma, and thank you for pressing play. Today's episode is personal, deep, real. It's about something that affects every single person on this planet, and yet most of us never take it seriously until it's already too late. I'm talking about time. Yes, time. That invisible force we all have, but no one can control. It doesn't pause for your confusion. It doesn't rewind for your regrets. It doesn't slow down for your sadness, and it doesn't speed up for your excitement. Time just moves. And the way we move with it or against it determines everything. You might think, I've heard this before. Time is important, yeah. But here's the thing. Knowing it intellectually is one thing. Living like it matters is something else entirely. Let me ask, how many days have you spent just going through the motions? How many hours have disappeared into meaningless scrolling, worrying, overthinking, or waiting? If you're like most people, including who I used to be, you've lost years this way. And that's not meant to make you feel bad. It's meant to wake you up. Because when you realize that every second is a choice, you start treating time like treasure, not like something you toss away. Think about this. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose your job and find another. You can lose a relationship and heal. But you lose time and it's gone. There's no refund, no redo, no apology that can bring it back. That's what makes time the most precious asset you'll ever have. And yet, we waste it the most. Let me give it to you straight. If you don't value your time, no one else will. You teach the world how to treat you by how you treat yourself. And when you constantly let distractions, people, and fears steal your hours, you're silently telling the world, my time doesn't matter. That's not who you are. That's not why you were born. You are not here to watch other people live while your time ticks away. I want to share something with you, something I wish I had learned much earlier. You don't find time. You make it. And you make it by deciding what matters most. You can't fit your goals into a life full of junk time. You have to clear space. You have to protect your minutes like they're gold. Because they are. Let's break this down with something simple. You get 1,440 minutes each day. That's 86,000 seconds gifted to you daily. How many are you spending on your goals, on your health, on the people you love, on learning something that moves your life forward? Now, how many are you spending on nothing, on comparison, on doubting yourself, on Netflix, TikTok, or overthinking everything you want to do? You see where I'm going. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I was stuck. I wasn't where I wanted to be. I was full of ideas, but never took action. I blamed time. I said things like, I'm too busy. I'll start when I have more time. I just don't have the energy right now. But the truth? I was using time as an excuse to stay comfortable. Because the moment I stopped blaming time and started owning it, everything changed. I woke up one morning and asked myself, if this was your last year on Earth, would you be proud of how you've spent your days? The answer crushed me. Because I wasn't proud. I was distracted, disconnected, comfortably lost. So I made a choice. A simple one. I said, I will no longer waste time pretending I have more of it. I started waking up earlier. I stopped checking my phone every 5 minutes. I began reading instead of scrolling. I made peace with being uncomfortable because growth lives there. And slowly, I became someone new. That's the power of time, and the power of deciding not to waste it anymore. And don't get me wrong, this isn't about becoming a machine. I'm not saying you should work 24/7 or hustle till you collapse. I'm saying spend your time like you'd spend your last $1,000 with intention, with purpose, with care, because that's what you deserve. If you're still listening, it means something inside you is ready for more. Not just more motivation, but more life. And that starts by making time your ally, not your enemy. Every second counts, not because you need to be perfect, but because you matter. Today, we're talking about the hidden cost of wasting time. And I don't just mean the obvious things, not just lost hours or unproductive days. I'm talking about who you never become because you didn't protect your time. Let that land for a second. Wasted time doesn't just take moments from your calendar, it takes pieces of your future. When you waste a week procrastinating, that's not just a delay. It's a version of yourself who never showed up, a dream that never had a chance, a confidence that never got built. Every day you waste in fear, distraction, or self-doubt, you pay for it, not just now, but in the life you could have had. That's the real cost. Let me tell you a truth no one likes to hear. You don't just lose time when you waste it. You lose potential, you lose energy, you lose focus, you lose trust in yourself. Because deep down, a part of you knows, I could have done more today. I could have shown up. I could have grown. And when that happens over and over, your mind starts believing a lie. I'm not capable. I'm lazy. I'll never be enough. But that's not true. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just distracted. You've let time slip through your hands, but you can take it back. Right now, today. Let's talk about what you miss out on when you waste your time. 1. Opportunities. That job you didn't apply for, that course you didn't start, that person you didn't call. Time didn't block you, you blocked yourself. And now, that moment is gone. 2. Growth. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, you delay your next level. Growth is time sensitive. Every skill you don't practice atrophies. Every lesson you avoid waits for you in a harder form later. 3. Confidence. Nothing builds confidence like action. But when you waste time doing nothing, your inner critic gets louder. And slowly, you stop trusting yourself. That's how people shrink into small lives. 4. Relationships. Time spent not being present, scrolling at dinner, zoning out, overworking, kills connection. Your loved ones feel it. And once that time is gone, you can't go back and give it to them again. 5. Peace. The more time you waste, the more clutter builds in your heart. Regret is loud. You lay in bed at night wondering, why didn't I just start? That's the real cost of wasting time. Not just missed tasks, but missed life. I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer it honestly, with no judgment, no guilt. Ready? What has wasting time already cost you? Take a moment. Was it a relationship you didn't fight for? A dream you gave up on? Your health? Your confidence? Whatever your answer is, breathe. It's not too late, but it will be if you keep living the same way. Let me tell you about my own hidden cost. Years ago, I had this idea. It was for something I believed in deeply, a platform to teach, inspire, and empower people. But I sat on it. Why? Fear, perfectionism. I told myself I didn't have time, but really, I was scared of being seen. So I did nothing for months, then a year, and guess what? Someone else launched something almost identical. They didn't do it better, they just did it faster. And the world rewarded them because they used their time. They didn't wait until they felt ready. That moment taught me a lesson I will never forget. Action beats perfection, and time rewards the brave. So if you're sitting on a dream right now, this is your wake-up call. Your book, your podcast, your business, your transformation. Whatever it is, you are not too late, but you don't have forever. Wasting time is a slow death, not of your body, but of your vision, your purpose, your light. But the opposite is also true. Every moment you protect becomes a seed. Every hour you use wisely becomes a brick in the life you're building. That's the choice you have every single day. Let's shift now to action. Here's your challenge. 1. List 3 ways you waste time every day. Be brutally honest. Scrolling, overthinking, gossip, Netflix binging. 2. List 1 small change you can make today. Not next week, not when you feel motivated. Today. 3. Imagine your future self 5 years from now. What would they thank you for doing today? What would they regret if you don't? Let's start with a big one. 1. Overthinking. It feels like you're doing something, like you're preparing, analyzing, planning, being careful. But let me be clear. Overthinking is not thinking. It's delaying. When you overthink, you trade clarity for confusion. You convince yourself you're being responsible when really you're just scared. Let me ask you, how many decisions have you not made because you thought about them too much? The message you didn't send, the idea you didn't start, the change you didn't make. Overthinking steals hours and gives you nothing in return. No progress, no peace, just paralysis. From now on, recognize it for what it is, a time trap. And the only way out is action. Even small, imperfect action breaks the cycle. Now here's another. 2. Waiting for motivation. This one is sneaky. You tell yourself, I'm just not in the mood. I'll wait until I feel more inspired. I'll do it when I'm ready. But here's the truth. Motivation is not a fuel. It's a result. It comes after you start, not before. The people you admire, the creators, the athletes, the writers, the leaders, they don't wait for motivation. They show up every day, even when they don't feel like it. Because they know the secret. Discipline gives birth to motivation, not the other way around. So if you've been waiting for motivation to get started, you've already lost too much time. Start first, let motivation catch up later. Now, let's talk about something that feels productive but often isn't. 3. Consuming too much self-help. I know, this one might sting, but hear me out. Books, podcasts, courses, YouTube videos, Instagram reels full of quotes and hacks and rules. It feels like growth. It looks like action. But if you're always learning and never doing, you're just hiding. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. It makes you feel busy, but it doesn't move your life forward. Real growth is 10% learning and 90% applying. So if you've been stuck in a loop of research, it might be time to stop searching and start building. Let's keep going. 4. Saying yes to everything. Every time you say yes to something you don't care about, you're saying no to something that truly matters. Think about that. That extra project you took on because you didn't want to upset your boss? That weekend trip you agreed to even though you needed time to rest? That phone call you answered even though you were finally in flow? It adds up. People-pleasing is a hidden time waster. It makes you busy but not fulfilled. Learning to say no isn't rude, it's respectful. To yourself, to your goals, to your time. Start practicing it. Even a polite "not right now" can save you hours of regret later. Here's another powerful one. 5. Multitasking. Let me bust a myth. Multitasking is not efficient. It's expensive. Your brain isn't built to juggle focus. It switches, rapidly, sloppily, ineffectively. Every time you jump between tasks, you create something called attention residue. It's like trying to drive 2 cars at once. You'll crash both. When you multitask, you think you're saving time, but you're actually losing quality. you're losing energy, you're losing momentum. The real power move? Monotasking. One thing, full presence, complete it, then move on. That's how top performers win, not by doing more, but by doing better. And now, a hidden one that almost no one talks about. 6. Trying to be perfect. Perfectionism is a time thief in a fancy outfit. It looks like high standards, but it's actually fear wearing a mask. Every time you say, "I just want to get it right. I don't want to mess this up. I'll wait until I have everything figured out," you are wasting time. Perfectionism is procrastination in disguise. You will never be perfectly ready. You will never have the perfect plan. So don't aim for perfect. Aim for progress. Done is better than perfect. Starting is better than stalling. Let's breathe for a moment, because I know this is a lot to take in. You might be realizing, wow, I waste so much time without even realizing it. And that's okay. That's why we're here. Not to judge you, but to wake you up. To help you see that your time isn't slipping away because you're lazy or broken, but because the world is full of distractions pretending to be important. Because what I'm about to say could change the way you spend your time for the rest of your life. Today, we're talking about something almost everyone uses. Something that seems harmless, even helpful, even necessary. But it's silently stealing your focus, your peace, your self-worth, and yes, your time. I'm talking about social media. Let me start with a question. When was the last time you opened Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts just to check one thing and 30 minutes disappeared? You don't even remember what you watched. You're not even sure how you got there. You were just gone, zoning out, scrolling, consuming. And then you came back to reality. Eyes tired, mind numb, regret setting in. Sound familiar? That's not an accident. That's design. Let's talk facts. Social media is not just a platform. It's a business. And the product they're selling isn't content. It's your attention, your time, your focus, your behavior. You are not the customer. You are the commodity. The more time you spend scrolling, the more money they make. So they're not just hoping you'll stay longer. They're engineering it. Algorithms study your every tap, pause, and like. They feed you what keeps you hooked. Outrage, envy, laughter, beauty, drama, fear. It's not free. You're paying with your life energy. Now, I'm not here to shame you. I use social media too. It's not evil. It's not the enemy. But here's the truth. If you're not aware of how it controls you, it will control you completely. Here's what social media really costs you. 1. Your attention span. Remember when you could read a book for an hour? Now it's hard to focus for 10 minutes without checking your phone. That's not a personality flaw. It's brain rewiring. Social media trains your mind to expect dopamine every few seconds. It rewards shallow focus, quick hits, flashy content. And over time, you lose the ability to sit in silence, think deeply, be bored, be present. That's not just inconvenient, that's life-altering. 2. Your self-worth. We all know it's a highlight reel. We all say, I know it's not real life. But let's be honest, it still affects you. You see someone your age living in Bali, posting filtered sunsets with perfect skin and a 6-figure business, and a small voice inside says, why am I not there yet? Am I falling behind? Am I enough? Comparison is the thief of joy, and social media is a machine built entirely on comparison. You'll never feel like you're doing enough if you measure yourself by someone else's curated feed. 3. Your creative energy. This one's sneaky. You get inspired by other people's content. You watch motivational videos. You follow artists, speakers, dancers, storytellers. And then you do nothing because you're consuming all the time, not creating. Here's the truth. Creation takes silence. It takes boredom. It takes space. And if your brain is always occupied with someone's noise, you'll never hear your own ideas whispering to you. 4. Your time. Hour by hour, day by day. Let's do the math. If you spend just 2 hours a day on social media, that's 14 hours a week, 60 hours a month, 720 hours a year. That's 30 full days. An entire month of your life gone. Every year. What could you do with that month? Write a book. Learn a new language. Give in shape. Start that business. Deepen your relationships. You're not too busy. You're just giving your best hours to a screen without even realizing it. Let's take a moment. Let this sink in. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You've just been hypnotized by a system designed to keep you distracted. But here's the good news. Now that you see it, you can break it. And I'll help you. Emma, firm but warm. Here's your challenge. Not a detox. Not deleting all your accounts. Just a reset. You don't just want to feel better about how you spend your time. You want to live better, smarter, freer, more intentional, more awake. And now it's time to face one of the biggest reasons people waste their time. Not distractions, not procrastination, not even fear. Nope. The real reason? It's a 4-word lie we tell ourselves every day. I'll do it later. Let's break it down. This lie is seductive. It's comfortable. It feels safe. When you say, I'll do it later, you get temporary relief. You don't have to deal with the thing now. You don't have to fail now. You don't have to change now. But here's the truth. Later is a thief. It promises you comfort now and steals your dreams tomorrow. Because let's be honest, later becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. Next year becomes never. How many times have you said, I'll start that diet on Monday. I'll fix my sleep routine once work slows down. I'll write the book when I have more time. I'll call my parents when I'm less busy. I'll go after my dream when I'm more ready. And how many of those things are still waiting, still undone, still sitting on a list, still living in the world of someday? That's the danger of later. It always feels like there's more time until there isn't. Let's talk real numbers for a moment. There are 52 weeks in a year. If you waste just 2 hours a day, you're losing over 700 hours annually. That's nearly a month of your life. Every year, just gone. Now multiply that by 5 years, or 10, or a lifetime. How many versions of your dream life were lost to later? I want to share something personal. There was a time I had this idea for a podcast, years ago. I kept saying, I'll launch it when I have the right mic, when I know what I'm doing, when life calms down. Guess what? None of that ever happened. And I lost years, actual years, waiting for a perfect moment that never came. Eventually, I got tired of hearing my own excuses. I hit record on my phone, no mic, no script, just honesty. That's when everything changed, because I finally stopped saying later. Let me tell you something you may need to hear. There is no perfect time. There is only now. Life will not get easier. You will not magically have more time. You will not suddenly feel more confident. But you will get stronger,
if you start today. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, not after this episode, now. Think of one thing you've been putting off, something that's been tugging at your heart, something you say you want but never act on. Now ask yourself, if not now, when? And if the answer is vague, if it depends on life being perfect, that's the lie of later speaking. Let's flip the script. What if now became your new default? What if every time your brain said, "I'll do it later," you said, "No, I'll do it badly now"? You don't need to finish it. You just need to start. Write one sentence, send one message, make one call, record 1 minute, say one yes. Because small actions break a curse of later. They give you proof. They give you power. And let me tell you something else. You don't need permission. You don't need to be ready. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to decide, I'm not going to wait anymore. Waiting won't make it easier. Waiting won't make it clearer. Waiting won't make you braver. Action will. Here's your segment 5 challenge. It's simple, but it's not easy. 1. Choose one thing you've been saying later to. Write it down. 2. Do the first step within the next 10 minutes. Just one step. 3. Set a 24-hour deadline to finish the next step. Not 24 days, not 24 weeks, just 24 hours.
And if you've come this far, it's because something inside you is waking up. A fire, a decision, a new version of you. Everything we've talked about, from how you waste time, to how you can take it back, to how you build momentum, focus, and discipline, it all leads to this final truth. Your days create your life. So if you want a new life, you must design your days on purpose. Let's get honest one last time. Most people don't design their days. They survive them. They wake up late, rush through mornings, react to messages, get caught in distractions, work without clarity, end the day exhausted, wondering where the time went. That's not a life. That's a cycle, a silent surrender. But you're not here to survive. You're here to build. And it starts by taking control of your day. Let me ask you, what if tomorrow you woke up with a blueprint, a clear vision of what matters most, what to focus on, when to rest, when to push, and how to end your day with peace? That's not a dream, that's a designed day. And designed days create a designed life. Emma, energized? I'm not talking about being rigid. I'm not saying schedule every second. I'm talking about intentionality, knowing your priorities, energy levels, boundaries, habits, goals, and aligning them every single day. That's how you move faster, think clearer, create more, live better. Because when you control your day, you control your direction. Here's the biggest lie we believe. I don't have enough time. But you do. You have the same 24 hours of anyone. The difference is how you use them. And here's a secret. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most consistently. So let me share with you my framework. I call it the Power Day Method. P, plan it before it begins. O, own your first hour. W, work on one priority at a time. E, eliminate distractions. R, reflect before bed. P, plan. Every night, spend 10 minutes asking, what's the one most important thing tomorrow? What time will I do it? What could distract me, and how will I protect my time? Planning beats pressure. O, own your first hour. Do not start your day in chaos. No scrolling, no news, no reacting. Instead, use your first hour to move, meditate, journal, read, set intentions. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything.
W. Work on one priority at a time. Multitasking is a myth. Focus wins. Pick one thing, block time, go deep. Protect that block like your life depends on it, because your dreams do. E. Eliminate distractions. Silence the noise. Log out, turn off, step away. Even 1 hour of deep, undistracted work a day can change your year. R. Reflect before bed. Ask, did I move closer to my goals today? What drained me? What filled me? What do I want to do differently tomorrow? Reflection creates adjustment. Adjustment creates growth. Emma, warmly, you don't need to master every tool. You just need to begin. Pick one, try it, build the habit, and before you know it, you'll look up and realize your life looks different. Not by accident, but by design. Let me leave you with this. Time is not just something you use. Time is something you become. So if you waste your time, you waste the person you could be. But if you protect your time, if you plan it, respect it, and live it with purpose, you will become everything you were meant to be. You will no longer say, I wish I had more time. Where did my day go? I feel stuck. Instead, you'll say, I made time. I showed up. I moved forward. Because you designed your day, and now you're designing your life. Emma, closing words. This episode was more than words. It was a wake-up call. And if you felt something shift, if you feel that fire inside, don't wait. Don't scroll away. Don't forget tomorrow. Start now. Start today. Pick one idea, one habit, 1 hour, and begin. Because your time is not a toy. It's a tool.